The lights dim in Nashville's Bridgestone Arena on January 20th, 2012, the crowd's energy crackling like a live wire. A 23-year-old fighter from Dagestan, KHABIB Nurmagomedov, steps into the UFC octagon for the first time, his face a mask of quiet determination. Undefeated at 16-0, he carries the weight of his homeland's wrestling tradition and a hunger to prove himself on the global stage. Across the cage stands Kamal Shaloris, a battle-tested veteran with knockout power and a reputation for grit. This isn't just another prelim fight. It's the debut of a man who would become a legend, the moment the eagle took flight. The video kicks off with a surge of adrenaline-pumping music, heavy drums and sharp strings setting the tone. Slow-motion clips flash, KHABIB grappling in a rugged Dagestani gym, sprinting through rocky mountain trails, his breath clouding in, the cold air, and finally walking toward the octagon, eyes locked ahead. The narrator's voice booms, intense and gripping. On this night, a warrior from Dagestan entered the UFC with one mission: to dominate. KHABIB's name appears in bold gold letters, paired with 16-0 and undefeated, pulling viewers right into the heart of the moment. The scene shifts to KHABIB's roots, a montage of grainy footage showing a young KHABIB wrestling on worn mats under his father Abdul Manap's watchful eye. We see him in Dagestan's sparse training camps where sweat and discipline outweigh fancy equipment. The narrator paints the picture. KHABIB wasn't just a fighter. He carried a legacy of wrestling excellence and an unbreakable will. The screen cuts to the pre-fight stare-down, KHABIB's calm intensity clashing with Shaloris's fiery glare. Text overlays set the stakes. KHABIB, 16-0, wrestling phenom versus Shaloris, 7-1-2, knockout artist. The question lingers. Can this newcomer handle the UFC's spotlight against a seasoned opponent? The crowd's roar builds as the Adepur fighters touch gloves and the fight begins. The bell rings and the footage explodes with action. KHABIB charges forward, low and compact, his hands high. The narrator's voice surges. From the first second, KHABIB unleashed his signature style: relentless, ferocious, unstoppable. A lightning-fast double-leg takedown slams Shaloris to the mat, the crowd erupting as KHABIB takes top control with precision. Slow-motion replays capture the takedown speed, his hips sinking to pin Shaloris. Text pops up: takedown accuracy, 90%. Shaloris scrambles, trying to stand, but KHABIB's pressure is suffocating, his strikes from the top sharp and relentless. The footage zooms in on KHABIB's focus, his eyes never wavering as he chains wrestling moves with ground and pound. The narrator adds, "This wasn't just a debut, it was a statement." The crowd's energy pulses, some fans jumping to their feet as KHABIB dominates round one. Shaloris lands a glancing jab when they briefly stand, but KHABIB shrugs it off, his head movement sharp. The round ends with KHABIB in full mount hammering away, leaving no doubt who's in charge. Text flashes. Round 1, KHABIB's control. Round 2 keeps the intensity blazing. KHABIB's cardio seems limitless, his pace unrelenting. He shoots for another takedown, this time a single leg that drops Shaloris with textbook precision. The narrator's excitement builds. KHABIB's wrestling was a masterclass, leaving Shaloris with no answers. The footage shows KHABIB's grip, his hands locked as he controls Shaloris's posture, stifling any escape. On the ground, he lands short, precise strikes, each one draining Shaloris's will. The crowd chants, "KHABIB, KHABIB," as the arena shakes with excitement. A slow-motion clip captures Shaloris's attempt to explode out of bottom position, only for KHABIB to adjust calmly, like a predator toying with prey. The round closes with KHABIB still dominating, his control time overwhelming. Text overlay. Control time 4:10 of round 2. The footage cuts to the corners. KHABIB's calm contrasted with Shaloris's fatigue, sweat dripping as he gasps for air. Round 3 opens with a split screen. KHABIB, composed and focused, versus Shaloris, visibly worn. The narrator sets the stage. Shaloris needed a knockout, but KHABIB was a storm that wouldn't stop. KHABIB feints a takedown, then snaps a crisp jab that rocks Shaloris's head back. The crowd roars as he shoots again, lifting Shaloris and slamming him to the mat with force. The footage slows, the octagon trembling from the impact. Khabib transitions to Shaloris's back in a flash and the narrator's voice peaks. Here, it comes, the moment that defined the Eagle's debut. Khabib locks in a rear naked choke, his arms tightening like steel. Shaloris struggles, his face twisting, but there's no escape. The referee hovers as Shaloris's resistance fades. At 2:08 he taps and the arena explodes. The screen freezes on Khabib standing tall, the referee raising his hand as the crowd chants his name. The narrator's voice is triumphant. KHABIB Nurmagomedov had arrived, a third-round submission that shook the UFC. Clips show Khabib's understated celebration, his hand raised, his gaze sweeping the crowd, a warrior who knew this was just the start. The footage transitions to a montage of his future dominance, submitting top contenders, claiming the lightweight title, and retiring at 29-0. The narrator continues. This debut wasn't just a win, it launched a legacy that redefined the lightweight division. Text highlights his career. 29-0 record, lightweight champion, undefeated legend. The video shifts to an emotional tone, showing Khabib training with his team, praying before fights, and speaking about his faith and family. The narrator's voice softens. Khabib's journey was about more than victories. It was about honor, discipline, and inspiring millions. Clips show fans worldwide chanting his name, from Dagestan to global arenas. The final moments inspire. Horser. A slow-motion shot captures Khabib's eagle pose, arms spread wide as the screen fades to black. The narrator delivers, the eagle had landed, and the UFC would never be the same. The outro bursts with a sleek animation of the subscribe button pulsing, surrounded by social media handles and a prompt to watch Khabib's next fight. The narrator's voice returns energetic. Love this? Smash that subscribe button. For more epic UFC throwbacks, drop a comment. Who's your favorite fighter? And don't miss the next chapter of Khabib's journey. The music blends Dagestani rhythms with modern beats, teasing his next fight with quick cuts of his ground and pound and roaring crowds. The final frame shows a Khabib quote, "I fight for my people, my legacy." The video fades, leaving viewers hyped. This script crafts an immersive, heart-pounding experience, blending vivid visuals, a gripping narrative, and emotional depth to make Khabib's debut unforgettable. It's not just a fight recap. It's the story of a legend's first step, designed to keep fans glued to every second. From the opening takedown to the final choke, the video captures Khabib's intensity and the birth of the eagle. Whether you're a lifelong MMA fan or new to the sport, this pulls you into that Nashville night, making you feel the stakes, the struggle, and the triumph. Subscribe, comment, and join the journey, because KHABIB Nurmagomedov's story is one for the ages. The footage shows fans around the world chanting his name, from Dagestan to arenas across the globe. A final slow-motion shot captures Khabib's iconic eagle pose, arms spread wide, as the screen fades to black. The narrator delivers the final line. The eagle had landed, and the UFC would never be the same. The outro kicks in with a sleek animation of the subscribe button pulsing on screen, surrounded by social media handles and a prompt to watch Khabib's next fight. The narrator's voice returns, energetic and inviting. Love this? Hit that subscribe button and dive into more epic UFC moments. Tell us in the comments who's your favorite fighter, and don't miss the next chapter of Khabib's legendary career. The music swells, a mix of traditional Dagestani sounds,